Let's talk about Janice Dickinson. So apparently, there is another docuseries. I mean, well, it's a series. It is a docuseries, but it's going to be one episode pertaining. Can't talk. I was going to say particularly, but now I decided to switch it pertaining to America's Next Top Model. So they're going to be talking about other things, but America's Next Top Model is one of the subjects and everything of this series. And so Janice Dickinson is out here talking, and just like we knew she would, like clockwork, yeah, not only has her soul been clocked, but she out here trying to clock Tyra and throw shade, which we knew she was going to do. So Janice Dickinson is launching an extraordinary attack on, and this is her words, not mine, bitch Tyra Banks, a decade after working together on America's Next Top Model. The wor- this is what she always says. The world's first supermodel, who's 71, was known for her acid tongue when she served as judge on the show, not holding back when it came to critiquing the model's appearance, personality, and weight. Yet now, Janice has claimed that it was Tyra, who's 52, encouraging her to be cruel, claiming the models were psychologically tortured to feed her ego. She made her claims on E's Dirty Rotten Scandals, a rival documentary to Netflix's Reality Check, which has been criticized for not holding Tyra accountable. In recent years, ANTM has become under fire from Gen Z viewers who have discovered the show, pointing out the fat shaming, racist remarks, and horrific working conditions the models found themselves in. Speaking about her own involvement in the show, Janice said the producers, especially Tyra, were begging me to be harsher and cruel like Simon Cowell was on American Idol. And I did not say that. I told y'all that. I was like, not the part where Tyra was encouraging Janice, because I wasn't in the room, so I can't attest to that. What I can attest to was the fact that, as someone who was a reality TV junkie back in the day, in the 2000s, and reality TV was a relatively new thing, and it was a no man's land, and people were still trying to navigate the waters and figure out how to work this whole reality TV thing out, being the messiest, being the shadiest, whatever you could do to draw those ratings, they told you to do it. And because Simon Cowell pretty much was the godfather of shade, with him being on that panel and reading those singers for points whenever they sounded bad or pitchy or sharp or whatever the case was, everybody wanted their own version of Simon Cowell. So I could definitely see them trying to make, like Tyra wouldn't want to come off as the meek and mild host until the "we were rooting for you, we were all rooting for you" incident, and have Janice come in and be the Simon Cowell. Everybody wanted their version of Simon Cowell on their show. And you also got to think about the fact that um America's Next Top Model was on a channel called UPN, which I always refer to as the You People's Network. That network was at the bottom of the totem pole. First of all, it was nobody was checking for UPN except if you was watching America's Next Top Model or Moesha. Those are the only reasons why I was watching that channel. But what I was watching, I would put on, well, the WB until it became the CW, and before I will put on some UPN. I did watch Top Model. I don't think I watched like all the seasons, but I remember going, like, jumping in and out of the show whenever there were episodes of the show. So I don't think I've actually seen a full season, but or maybe I have. I can't remember. But I was like, yeah, but it was a lot of cycles. So I've kind of jumped in and out of the show over the years when it was on. She also referenced Tyra's notorious meltdown, speaking of "we were rooting for you," when eliminating Tiffany Richardson, recalling Tyra didn't want any competition. Not only that, but did y'all hear, sidebar, did y'all hear Dineva read Tiffany down to the ground? Because apparently what had happened was, because it all relates, he was talking about Top Model. He said he went to school with Tiffany Richardson. He went to school with a lot of people. He did go to school with a lot of people. Um, So yeah, so he went because it comes from Florida. So he said he went to school with her, and it was a situation. I think he botched the story, and she got mad because somebody clipped it and sent it to her. We were saying that she had a lot of mouth when she was in school, and these girls were gonna beat her behind. Her grandmother came down with the car to come get her and came at them with a hammer or something or another situation. Come to find out, Tiffany said no, it was me that had the hammer, and my grandmother knocked me upside the head because she was telling me to get in the car. Probably because them girls gonna beat your ass and you was running off with your mouth. So there was a whole situation regarding that. She told the story. I mean, he told the story, and she went and decided to come for him. And he said that he read a message before he was as he was going live, and was like spent literally the whole. He's like, I don't even care about these topics. Literally spent the rest of the show roasting her. That episode had me. I'm like, God damn. I don't know if I would ever be that harsh. But then again, knowing me in his mouth and me being a Virgo, you never know. Sometimes I have to be like the gloves coming off and go in and let have. So yeah, he went and read her down and was talking about her dead son and all. I was like, God damn. But that's how the Miami girls are. They will talk about your whole family and leave no stone unturned. And because she made a comment about him dying of cancer from taking too much up the ass, because apparently he got prostate cancer, and he had to remind her where the prostate is because she apparently thinks it's up your butt. So yeah, so there was a whole situation, but it's stage one. It's not stage four. If it was stage four, you got to worry. Stage one is the beginning. So that was the whole situation. But if y'all get a chance, definitely go look that up. I had not cackled so hard. I'm like, God damn. But anyway, getting back in this, she said she went off on one girl and it frightened and wait, she said she went off on one girl and it was so frightening that I was gonna get up and hold her down. I don't believe that. I do not believe that Janice was going to get up and hold down Tyra. She says she would go harder on the black girls on the show because of competitiveness and jealousy and her being older than these young women. She was always trying to be this tough teen mom to the girls, but she didn't know them. She didn't give them enough confidence. Claiming that Tyra was profiting off of their pain, she said they left the show completely depressed and depleted while she got rich. America's Next Top Model really tortured these girls for Tyra's ego. I was there and I saw it for 4 seasons. She was a hardcore bitch. And so, with all of this being said, Tyra has not commented to E. And the Daily Mail has approached her reps, and she still hasn't said anything. And this is why I think people look at it from the standpoint of Tyra. It's like, Tyra, girl, you try to use that last Netflix situation as a way to clean up your image and not come across looking crazy or whatever the case was. And it came back and it bit you in the behind. So now people still thinking that you were a monster, whatever the case is. And then, of course, now we got Janice throwing more salt on the wound in the situation. And while it might be good grist for our mill, because we're going to be entertained listening to all this coming out, and I'm sure that after this is going to open more opportunities for, YouTubers or whatever the case is to get Janice to come on their show and spill tea, similar to how Sloan did with, what's her name? With Lisa D'Amato. There's a lot of people all of a sudden hitting up Lisa D'Amato. Popcorn Planet just did a 2-part interview with Lisa D'Amato, and she's on been on that episode too. So this opens the gate for people like Janice Dickinson to come on and tell her side of the story, which may or may not be true. And Tyra's continuing to get railroaded and thrown under the bus. But if she's not going to come out and defend herself and really spill tea and take accountability, then we're going to continue to go on this roller coaster of bullshit. And people still gonna be looking at Tyra like, nah, you sitting there still talking about you want to revive America's Next Time Out of a Cycle 25. We don't want it. Because you haven't come out and you haven't come out and taken accountability for the stuff that was on the show. You can apologize to the girls on what they went through and everything. I don't think you should apologize for the show because the show was what it was. And the times was what the times was. And now that we know better, we could do better and not repeat those same things that we was doing back in the day in the 2000s before the internet was what it is today. And all the things we went through. Because here's the thing: in reality TV, and in this, especially in this entertainment industry, it's brutal. It's ruthless. There's no situation where it's like, oh, we got to hold and coddle and baby you and all this other stuff. You got to figure out this shit on your own and grow a thick skin. I know it's harsh to say that, but that's just the name of the game with this industry. Eat or be eaten is literally how it is. But I have to say, at the end of the day, it is entertaining to talk about all of this. And I'll definitely be watching this episode when it drops, which I believe is next week. Hold on, let me check and see, because I know I had the date in here. Um, oh, it comes out March 11th at 9 p.m. with 2 back-to-back episodes. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't have E, I'll probably. Oh wait, they said that because I was who else is on there? So it said that they speak to not only Janice, but they speak to Cycle 2 Victor Joanna House. I remember her, and Cycle 17 winner Lisa D'Amato, which I did mention. Um, and Lisa said that the reason why she didn't do the Netflix thing was because of Tyra's involvement and all that good stuff. So I'll definitely be watching it. And so yeah, I'll be watching, and yeah, it'll come out next week. But I think that you can catch some of the E programming on Peacock because I have Peacock. So I'm hoping they upload it up there and I can watch it because that's how I watch The Traitors and the other show, and then The House of Villains, which just dropped like the first 3 episodes. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Will you be checking out this documentary? They're dropping 2 episodes, Dirty Rotten Scandals. Are you gonna be checking out the America's Next Top Model portion? There were other episodes that they had up in there. I'm definitely interested in watching the Dr. Phil one. And I can't remember all the other ones, but I do remember when I first saw the trailer, I was intrigued. I was like, I'm definitely interested in checking out a lot of these stories that they're going to be covering. But the America's Next Top Model one, I'll definitely be talking about. Since we covered the other one, I'll definitely be talking about it on this show. And do you believe what Janice Dickinson is claiming about Tyra's behavior on America's Next Top Model? So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.